It's time for the Steve and Kyle podcast with Kyle.
Gonna use Cabot cream cheese, which they also sell. 5/8 of this bag of 5 cheese Italian shreds. Slices.
I think you got to work on your salesman pitch here.
Slice of white bread. You're gonna remove those crusts like a child. Process those into fine crumbs. Want to save yourself some time? Just get some breadcrumbs. 2 tablespoons of red onions, Steve.
Okay,
You're going to mince those.
Enough
and
of
then
that.
a half a cup of grape tomatoes. Use a red tomato. You're drinking pond scum.
And Steve.
Like I said in that short clip of me being Nostradamus. Nostradamus?
Yes, Mr. Dumbass.
Mr. Dumbass.
That's what they
and
call
his
you.
prediction.
Now, here they are, 2 guys who are living in style, Steve and Kyle.
Nostra Dumbass, or Mr. Dumbass.
Yeah, Mr. Thank you. Put some respect on it. I demand.
Man, is there any phrase that you despise, like me, more than put respect on someone's name? Put respect on LeBron's name.
Yeah, I try, as hard as it may be to believe, I'm finding it harder and harder to avoid just straight complaining when I make like hot takes on Twitter, if you can believe it. Because people
avoid complaining?
But here's the 2 big ones.
Okay.
So not direct, like out loud statements like you're implying here, but written ones, right? Where people end a statement or a tweet with the word period. I know. If you simply put the punctuation there, I understand it's period.
Sure.
Because that's what the small dot on the bottom to the right of the last letter represents.
Yeah, and it has for millions of years.
The other
Millions.
one is this insane desire to think you're punctuating a point by saying statement A. It's usually dumb. That's it. That's the tweet. I know. And let me tell you, Steve, do you know how I know? Because I just read it. I don't need an epilogue about the thing you just said.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
It's absurd to me that people feel the need to, hey, did you not understand my point?
Is this still
that
you,
was
is,
it.
This is still you not complaining about?
No, I'm not complaining.
I just wanted to make sure. That's it.
I'm moving on
my
past
point,
it.
Period.
Moving. This is more in the realm of things I just don't understand. When people say no cap. I read that and I've heard that. Steve, I don't know what it means.
All right, let's. I feel like I've Googled this once or twice. What does no cap mean?
This is embarrassing.
It means no lie. The term cap refers to a lie or a falsehood.
Okay, so
while no cap means no lie or for real.
Okay, so let me not complain about that for a moment then.
Okay.
Same amount of letters.
Yeah.
Same amount of syllables.
Dude, this is my complaint with the light on your dashboard that says door ajar.
Yeah.
Open is the same amount of letters and is much more common.
Yeah. If you say no cap instead of no.
Please, go on. Tell me what grinds your gears.
You're not saving any. What is the point of no cap, no lie? It's the same thing. If I go to a teenager right now.
If somebody could Simpsonize a picture of Kyle into the meme of old man yells at cloud, greatly appreciate it.
You have neighbor kids riding mini bikes. They're of the age that if I went out there right now and said, no lie, would they laugh me out of the Zach?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But if I went
Are they out there? Are they zipping around?
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's inexplicable to me, that one then. If that's what that means, what are we doing here?
Uh-huh.
What are we doing with grammar and the spoken word, Steve?
Dead ass.
That's another one.
No cap.
What is that? Oh, man. I've never, ever...
Is this our oldest episode ever?
Let me age it a little further.
Okay, please.
Had a realization the other night.
Here's the wind-up.
that I am now old man. If I wasn't before, which I'd already thought I was.
You have been for I mean, at least the whole time I've known you.
Right.
And we met when you were, what, 22?
Boy, younger than that. I met in 2010. I was 20. Yeah, 20. Jeez. And the other night.
I can't wait to hear this story.
7:25.
About what made you mad?
7:25. We're sitting there. The house is winded down. We've had the 4.5-year-old. We've wrangled him. Mm-hmm. We've gotten his pajamas on. We are approaching peace and quiet.
So you're in the witching hour then.
For our son.
Yeah.
Like we still stay up until usually around 11 o'clock.
Right.
Before.
But for a kid that age,
yep.
If it's anything like at our house, right before bedtime it's like the equivalent of a dog when they get the zoomies and they're orbiting.
Unbelievable. And and it also doesn't help that any time after 5 o'clock on these days, where there has been no nap because we've abandoned the nap, it is simply mayhem. It is what's the opposite of good-hearted? Bad-hearted behavior.
Yeah.
So not like even remotely trying to say or act like a nice kid. Yeah. Like just doing things on purpose to be, for what we call them, a butt. Mm-hmm. We're winding it down. And the doorbell rings.
Oh, that's it. I knew that's what it was. Did you...
You know what? And
when you came in earlier...
I saw. I was going to ask you about that. I'm glad this is all tying together.
Yeah, this works out perfectly.
Okay. I'm not super upset. Glance out the window because normally I don't even answer the door anymore.
Yeah.
Middle of the day when I work from home, middle of the day if that doorbell rings, nah.
Yeah, you're busy. You're a busy businessman.
Yep. I'm handling millions of denials.
Deny. Yeah. See your denied stamp right there behind you. Followed by the "you're an idiot" stamp.
Katie opens the door, and it's a guy selling, again at 7:30 on a Saturday night, leaf guards for your gutters. He definitely didn't believe that we already had them. Katie's like pointing. I already got them. All right, next house. Good luck.
Yeah, I mean, there's really no other ender to the sales pitch than I already have what you're selling.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is kind of like when these companies leave, hey, we were just in the area and we noticed your windows were doing this or that. And you're like, oh, well, weird. Had them replaced 6 months ago. So I know you're lying.
We had that maybe 6 months ago. We had somebody come out and give us a quote for a new slider door to get out to the deck. And every window in our house is brand new. Mm-hmm. I mean, 3 years old maybe, but for all intents and purposes, brand new. The company that we had out is the same company that manufactures the windows that we have. And the guy still looked at our, again, nearly brand new windows and said, oh, yeah, I see that you got new windows. Yeah, I mean, they're the 100 level windows. You know, we offer a 200 level. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna rip out like 20 brand new windows.
Yep. It's in the budget. No question. It's in the budget for me to do that.
Yep.
I'm glad you brought up these. Before I have you rip these out, can I get you on the book next spring for the 300 levels? It's like an arena now.
Right.
And we're working our way up, right? And then next spring come back and we can get on the books for the executive level windows the following year, where I'm assuming you need a passcode and a handprint to like depressurize the cabin much like an airplane.
Yeah, I want the remote so I can blur out the windows just at the click of a button.
So that happens in the 7:30 hour. And we had a very tired kid on our hand. Mm-hmm. Okay. Very hot out. Just a lot going on. Busy. So typically he'll stay up until about 8. Go to bed around that time, read books. So he's asleep usually in the 8 to 8:30 time frame, right? Super tired. So he was like in bed. Okay. When at about 8:20, 8:30, ding dong, this doorbell hasn't rang in months. So now I'm thinking, this jackwagon ripped off our leaf cards, and he's coming back to show us that we don't have them.
Right. Like, that's weird. You're putting Reed to bed, and you hear somebody walking around on the roof. That's strange.
No, Reed. Santino, the pizza-making gift giver, is not here yet.
The second Santino reference in just a matter of weeks.
Yeah. So if you haven't listened recently, sometime in May, we were talking. Well, no, I know when it was in May, mid-May, which again is the third best time of the year to buy your holiday displays.
Of course,
we had discovered the fact, the long hidden secret, that Santa is derived and shortened from Santino, the pizza making gift giver, who's obviously an Italian. So yeah, he got referenced with just me putting my son to bed like normal. So, doorbell rings. Katie glances out the window, and she's aggravated. She's aggravated to no end about this.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I'm frustrated. Dogs are barking, so I'm assuming, matter of seconds, Reed's going to be up.
Sure.
Opens the window, she points at me, she goes, it's one of the kids from behind us. And I talked about I think I've talked about my aggravations over the years with I don't want to say the people behind us, the neighbors. Mm-hmm. The concrete jungle is what I've referred to it as.
Yeah. They basically paved over their entire
Everything.
backyard.
Yeah,
so
there's
they
a
have
basketball hoop next to the in-ground pool with a pole barn-sized shed. Whatever. I don't care. It's your space. I want to be left alone. I'll leave you alone.
Yeah.
That's long been my
right.
motto.
Yeah. It may be ugly or whatever, but not enough where you'd ever walk over and be like, let me give you a piece of my mind.
Yeah, and the only aggravation for me is that...
But again, you're turning into like uber old man, so this could be, this could be right around the corner.
So I think, okay, just ignore it. And I'm starting to look out back. Because the only reason they would be knocking on the door is if Pool Palooza, which is what I refer to it as every day, because they have everybody they've ever known ever, from elementary school to today, comes over different weekends, and they're out at that pool all day, every day, noise, loud. Right. I can't sit on my deck.
See, I'm figuring, because I'm putting myself in this situation, we've had the neighbor boys next door a number of times knocked on the door, rang the doorbell, and it's always because, hey, our ball went into your yard, can we go get it? And I greatly appreciate them asking, because I don't want them to go back there and then, maybe the dogs are out there, the dogs get out, or they leave the gate open or something like that. So every time they come and say, hey, thanks for knocking, we appreciate it. Yep, you can go back and get your ball. Just make sure that when you close the gate that it really latches so Lola and Toby don't get out. Okay, thanks. And they're very, very sweet boys.
I have started to throw that stuff away that lands in the backyard.
Okay, so you won't even toss it back.
No, I don't care, because I don't know which way it came from. I've got kids to the other side.
Yeah.
And I've got, Pool Palooza behind me. And none of those areas have fences. So when these kids start playing, it's over like 3 yards.
Okay. Yeah, so you're old man.
No,
it's definitely old man. This is Sandlot. This is the ball goes into the... Like, when are you going to get a vicious attack dog?
What did the Sandlot man say? Leave me alone. And that's all I want, Steve.
In no way was he the mean guy in that movie. Everyone looks at him with...
He's a kind man who was misunderstood for years because he had a dog that, dog protecting the property. It's not the dog's fault. It's not the old man's fault.
I gotta be honest, I barely remember the plot of the movie, so I don't remember how it actually went.
It was based in the fear of that man and the dog.
Yeah.
Thinking that he was collecting kids' bodies.
Full circle moment for this podcast. That was James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones, you're right.
Yes.
So...
Was his name Ray? Tell me his name was Ray.
It couldn't have been, right? Is that the only character he's ever played is Ray?
Well, he didn't play Ray.
Ray? Darth Vader.
He didn't play Ray in the...
He said Ray.
Yeah, exactly.
So...
Ray.
You still got it. You still got it.
People will come, Ray.
It's what... like on the Levitard show, they refer to it as a limited fake. Because you've got a couple sentences. Like, I wouldn't ask you to do a monologue in James Earl Jones. But that one limited fake there...
That one 3-letter word.
It's outstanding, though. Have we done it before where we've compared the audio?
I think so, yeah. I'm pretty sure we've done...
I would also maybe like to take that audio and maybe dub it over the actual audio from the movie.
Yeah.
And see if it's a nice mesh, if it really mingles together.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't we Because in that clip, Kevin Costner's out working in the field, so you hear the sound of the crickets chirping and everything. Didn't we actually find sound of that? And we, if we did, we need to revisit that at some point.
I would need to find, but if anybody happens to remember that, otherwise I'll try to glance through our show descriptions and find that, because we have done some work with the James Earl Jones audio.
Yeah,
but. As he rings the doorbell, Katie's going to ignore. I'm looking out the back window because that's my first thing. Something's in the yard. Sure enough, I see a ball. Wait a minute. Get the dogs quiet down. Doorbell rings again.
So she's not answering the door.
Now she's angry. She's angrier. Opens the door. Says, "What do you need?" "Oh, we heard a ball in your backyard." This kid. Entirely too old to be playing with the age of kids that are back there with a squishy ball with holes in it.
All right, so Kyle is not up for fun.
It's not
past
fun.
A certain age.
It's past a certain time.
Past a certain time. Okay.
So, and I think you could probably understand that time of day. It's borderline, right? Mm-hmm. To be causing commotion at someone else's house with a doorbell.
Yeah.
You don't know the living situation of other people.
Just that line. Causing commotion with a doorbell.
No. Let me do it. Let me bring it back and make it a little better.
That sounds like something that you would get a fake ticket for if you live in the Villages in Florida, which is that massive senior complex.
Commotion causing. Get a warning in your letterbox.
Yeah, from the officials that run the place.
Whatever board runs the old folks. Let me bring it back.
What did he get busted for? Causing commotion with the doorbells.
Let me youthen that statement then a second. I think you would agree, though, Steve, that 8:30 is a borderline time.
It is.
To be creating a ruckus by using the doorbell.
Uh-huh.
Did I do a good job?
Yeah, that made it sound so much younger.
No cap.
Dead ass.
We need to get our tags again to now include hip. So Katie is now aggravated. Says what? Katie. So she closes the door, and then I think the fury still hits her. She opens it back up and says to the kid,
"Oh boy,
I have a 4-year-old sleeping. Please don't ring the doorbell at this time. That's silly." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, world." Yeah, we got there.
Yep. Uh-huh.
So I went to the backyard while the door was still open in the front and chucked it back over. That's when I realized, you've
turned the corner.
Yeah, and I'm okay with it. I've said for a long time, we were out front this morning before we even came here, Steve, and Rita's playing outside, and I forget what Katie mentioned. I said, I'm just done with all of them.
I'm surprised that... Oh, I guess it makes sense. I was going to say, I'm surprised that when you bought that house, you didn't buy a house that had a little bit more space. I mean, you're in, like I am,
a subdivision,
typical suburbia.
Yeah, and it's
houses are a third or a tenth of an acre lot, and your neighbors are right next to you, and so because I know that you've said you guys are eventually planning on moving, whether it's in 2 years or 5 years or whatever. Do you think that you'll find a place that has a little bit more property so you don't have to deal with it? I mean, granted, you'll have to move further out.
And it's a cost thing. Like, it really is. I mean, even back then, buying a first home, it's hard.
Yeah.
Because you need liquid cash to put into the first home. Second or third, or in your case, fourth, fifth, sixth home, it gets a touch.
Again, I've lived in one place more than you. In the time we've known each other. I've lived in
two.
One.
Potato, tomato.
Yep, that's the saying.
I'll post it on the poll. Can you say potato, tomato, and win any argument?
But it has to be...
I got it.
Ma, like M-A-H.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Because we don't want people to think that you're saying potato, tomato. That'd just be stupid.
So I've realized that And that's funny that happened yesterday. And then this morning, like I said, where Katie had said, I don't even look at my neighbors anymore. Walking past, biking past, whatever. Katie had said our neighbor was driving past to go wherever. Knowing the day of the week, I can probably guess where they were going. We'll see him again tonight at like 8 o'clock. Right. So they're driving by, and Katie says, I can't believe, why do they even still do like the wave? I said, oh, they do? Because I don't even look up anymore. I don't. I'm done with that side. The other side of my neighbor, I had to call the police on. People behind me are ringing my doorbell at 8:30 at night. I got people, one house across the street, sitting in their boat in their driveway to have a drink at night. Yes, Steve. I don't think. I know it's funny to say Old Man Kyle doesn't want to know his neighbors. I've had to call the police on one. The other ones have told their kids to not play with our kid and hurt his feelings beyond repair.
Okay, why did they do that?
I would argue my 4.5-year-old is more like normal or line. Like they're not like, hey, he thinks saying a naughty word is funny here and there. He'll spray the hose at us, whatever. He's peed in the yard when he thought that was funny. You know what I mean? I think they're more refined in their eyes.
Got it.
Sensibilities.
Okay.
So instead, those children.
So to them, you're the trash neighbor.
Yeah. Which we are not. We simply mind our business, and that's all I want them to do.
Right.
But when their kids then stand at the corner of their property and they're not well adjusted to social life, they've been homeschooled and all this stuff, they stare with laser eyes at everything we're doing constantly, to the point now where I don't ignore it anymore. Katie and I just look at them and say, do you need something? Because it's weird. It's weird. I'm calling their kids weird.
Okay. All right.
I'm okay with that. You have weird kids, neighbors. And I know you're not listening to this because it's not rated Christian.
You know something? We have a religious tag on this podcast.
We do, and we should. So we have, but we're all encompassing.
Maybe they'll come across it.
We're all encompassing, but
we
digress. So they came over at 8:30, which makes it all the more funnier that when I pulled up today, I saw on your door a new edition.
Mm-hmm. You
so
sure did.
I need to know from you what happened that made you put up the no soliciting sign. Which I would argue is decidedly old person.
A little bit. I already feel bad because that's not directed at the kids who are selling cookies or whatever for their school.
But it's all encompassing.
Or coming to collect cans because they need to raise money for their whatever class trip.
Did you go back to Etsy and look for the one that said no soliciting except you're selling cookies or those kids picking up cans to go on a mission trip? Did they not have one of those?
Yeah, I probably could have had a net design one.
If you could ever do that, I think it'd look a lot nicer right underneath your doorbell.
There are versions though that say, especially this, and this, and so it was the same issue where for about a month straight, at least 2 to 3 times a week, we had somebody knocking on our door, and it was always from the same company. And they said, hey, just so you know, we're in the area doing some work, so we apologize for the noise. And I said, uh-huh. And then they say, we're replacing the roof right around the corner because of the recent hailstorm. To which I say, it's 78 degrees and May. Don't think we've had much hail lately.
I can't tell you the last time we had here what I would describe as a hailstorm anyway.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly. But I think that their approach is say things quickly enough.
Yeah.
People don't want to be confrontational, so they're not going to say, wait, what? What hailstorm? So the guy says, yeah, we're replacing one of your neighbors' roofs because if you need a free estimate, I'd be happy to do that. We get you on the books and send a crew out here to give you a free estimate, and who knows, you might be able to get it replaced for free by insurance because of the damage from the hailstorm. And I said, so I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, we're set. No thanks. Door closed while he's still talking, which I don't feel bad about. I'm sorry if that's your line of business, but I'm never going to buy something from someone who just shows up at my door. other than the aforementioned candy bars, hey, we're collecting cans, blah, blah, blah. Those are young kids. They get a free pass. So they showed up again and again, and the same thing. Nikki would be down for a nap. They'd ring the doorbell, which causes the dogs to go crazy, which causes Nikki to wake up. So I was still being civil with them and saying, yeah, no, thank you. We do not want that. Please take us off your list, whatever. So there was a morning when I was at work, and they showed up again, and it was like 20 minutes into Nikki's morning nap. This is when he was still taking morning nap.
Let it flow. Let the fury and the rage, the anger, let it flow, Steve.
Evelyn was having a rough day too, so Annette was trying to settle her down. Ding dong. Dogs go crazy. Nikki wakes up immediately. He's up in his crib screaming. Evelyn's like running around with no pants on for whatever reason.
Wiping feces on the wall. Evelyn's known for that.
Annette opens the door.
Now, Annette is no cap.
Dead ass. Dead ass, no cap. She opens the door. And now, again, I wasn't there, so I didn't see this, but she told me what she said to the guy. Hey, we're here to do free estimates for the hail damage. And she just cut him off. She said, no, there was no hailstorm. You're not replacing our neighbor's roof. Take me off your list. Do not come back. If you come back, I'm calling your company. If they don't do anything, I'm calling the police.
Hey!
Yes! Door slams shut. And I got home from work that day, and she was still kind of riled up from it. She's like, we need to do something. You need to find like a no soliciting sign or something.
Even if it's no roof solicitors.
Yeah.
So you'd be okay with, gutters or windows.
No.
You just really want to get rid of the roof people.
No, I don't want anyone coming to my door.
Okay.
Again, other than the kids selling candy bars. Because I like candy bars. So...
You're all okay.
So I went on to.
We got to end this. That's right. That was already on the sign, right?
We're a pro candy bar house. Maybe that'll be a separate sign.
Right.
We'll put down at the street so you can see it. So you don't waste your time walking up the driveway if you're not selling candy bars.
Please sell us candy bars.
Got candy? Sell it to me.
But then get to the door
with a picture of me going like, oh, it'll be at Lucky Billy. Yeah.
But then they get to the door and they have the long form no soliciting sign.
They gotta make sure,
with the other, no roofs and unless or Bibles for missions or whatever the other ones is.
Right. So I went on to Amazon, ordered that sign. It came a couple days later. It's been up. We haven't had a knock since then. I don't know if anyone has attempted.
I mean, it does the job. Like if it says no soliciting, most companies and people would respect that. You would think, right?
Well, I don't know because. The local community Facebook page, of course, they got wind of the people in the neighborhood. There was about a dozen posts. Has anyone else had someone knock on their door about the roof? So Annette commented on it, saying, "Yeah, we had somebody who."
You said this was next door.
No. This was like the community Facebook page. So Annette posted saying, "Yeah, we just ordered a no soliciting sign," and like a dozen people replied and said. Yeah, we have one. They still knock anyway. It doesn't
really.
Matter. Yeah. So
maybe we need sign at the end of the road.
I am dreaming. I have already like played it out in my head. Next time I hear ding dong and I see idiot with a clipboard and a shirt on that says so and so roofing, I'm going to open the door. I'm going to lean my head out the door, look at the sign to the left that says no soliciting, look back at that person. Look at the sign, look at the person, and say, can you read? And if they don't just turn around and walk away, if they do anything other than turn around and walk away, I'm going to lose my mind on them.
That was my next question is, what is the Steve reaction? Is the Steve reaction point to the sign, close the door? Or is the Steve reaction to go Jersey and... explain the sign.
It's Jersey.
Spell the words.
It's Jersey, yeah.
I think there is a difference. Like if it's 4:30 in the afternoon, you're home and it's fine, normal part of the day. Are you irritated? Sure. But if it's Nicholas's nap time, and again, everyone's running around with no pants on for whatever reason.
Yep.
I think it's probably elevated Jersey Steve, right?
Yeah, it's going to be bad next time somebody knocks on the door. And I cannot wait for it. And I sometimes, I feel somewhat bad because it had the increase is like through the roof over the summer because you got kids home from college, and they're, I feel bad to an extent because I feel like these kids are simply doing their job, but they were put in a position to fail by their employer.
No question. In today's day and age, it's an impossible job.
Yeah. I'm, as I said before, I've never bought something that someone is selling door to door, a major purchase like that. That would be like somebody knocking on your door. I mean, a roof. A roof is going to cost me $20,000, $30,000 maybe, depending on what the prices are at the time, the material costs, and what other damage they find.
It's an impossibility to sell on a porch.
It's not a cheap thing. Right? That would be like me knocking on someone's door and being like, hey, I got this Cadillac out here. Do you want to buy this Cadillac? I know that you in no way indicated that you were looking to buy a Cadillac.
Oh, no, but wait. You have to use the pitch of, I heard there was a storm that damaged some Cadillacs.
So I got one. It's got leather seats, V8, chrome wheels. It looks really nice. So how about setting up a time with me right now where I can come back and try to sell you this Cadillac?
It's an impossible job.
Yeah.
I know at least in this area, too, there's been so many instances of it's always the same groups. It's the roof one's new this year, but there's always kids on hoverboards now that are coming up with tablets around their necks that we're ignoring. It's
trying to sell you solar.
Yeah.
Or trying to sell you some subscription lawn service so you can get they'll come out and spray the chemicals and everything.
It is a far cry from, what's the movie, The Pursuit of Happiness, where Will Smith's character was selling, I believe, typewriters door to door, encyclopedia sets door to door, where that was just a common thing. Now, if you follow any of the news, more likely if you knock on the door to sell something, you might be shot. Yeah,
it's funny because for a brief moment I thought of, kind of having that lawnmower conversation where you say, like, if you come back to this house, I'm gonna have my gun or whatever. Right. But like that could get me killed.
Yes, nowadays, no question.
That could absolutely get me killed.
Pure insanity.
Or at bare minimum, I'm getting arrested for threatening somebody.
Listen, I'm glad you're on board. I think you're old man. I think you're no soliciting signs to the side of the old person. So welcome. I just get angry.
Hey, I'm happy to be here. Listen, I was mocking you earlier, but I am
late 20s, early 30s,
fully on board.
And here we are.
Get off my lawn,
old man stage.
Get off my lawn,
Steve. There's one thing else I wanted to get to today before we get out of here.
Yeah, it's going to be unfortunately a short one today.
Short-ish, yeah.
Things are this couple week span is kind of hectic for us because vacation and all kinds of work commitments and things like that. So it's we're recording a bit out of order and
you know me though, and I'm always looking. You and I are both always looking for the newest and hottest way to market this podcast.
Oh boy! Okay, so we've done billboard,
like
Van physical, Wert. Not digital. No, not digital billboard. We're talking print.
Yeah, the 22x9 thing that's somewhere in this basement.
Yeah, it's still in the other room. We did, of course, our guerrilla podcast at a live local parade.
Yep,
a couple of weeks back,
and that's it. We've got a fat head of my face
that makes its way from one show to the next,
rolling around. So, Steve, I present to you my newest idea for the hot new marketing scheme.
Oh, I can't wait! All right,
we're going to empty the coffers.
Okay.
And make an impact in our world and get new eyes on our podcast.
Oh, I get this all the time in the mail.
Everybody does, Steve. What do you do with all those junk coupons?
Throw them right in the garbage.
We're in. You see the big ad on the back?
Yeah.
That's free mailing for new clients to join the Valpak family.
Ooh, boy.
I don't know what we can get out the door for to be included with such fine local companies that advertise power washing, duct cleaning,
Yeah.
Chinese food.
Oh, the company that will come and pick up your dog's poop?
All of those.
The pooper scooper committee or whatever.
You and I need to get in that community.
I'm on board.
So
you tell me who to cut the check to.
The only thing you and I need to decide now is because these are all, you can't just give just one of these coupons, right? Or a flyer with nothing on it.
Yeah.
What are we going to cook up? What are we giving them?
Do we offer free episodes?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Scan this QR code for one free episode today. And what it does is they scan, and I don't know how technically feasible. It would bring them to a random episode, like a random episode generator, because I don't want people, obviously going onto their hidden forums and chats like, "Hey, did you get the free episode from Steve and Kyle today?"
And I think we pull a page out of the Van Wert Billboard playbook where, depending on where the Valpak is distributed, we are that town's #1 hometown podcast.
No question. We're taking that logo, we're updating it to whatever community.
Yeah.
And then here's the other idea. If it's not a random episode that we've already recorded, you and I actually record
one
unlisted episode.
Oh, yeah.
That you can only get to from the Valpak Flyer QR code.
Okay, I love it.
I don't know. What is your estimate on how much being in the Valpak junk mail, which I think we can all call it, costs?
You could tell me it's $50 a week, or you could tell me it's $5,000 a month. I don't know. I'm sure that they have plans for those who are budget conscious like us.
So there is Valpak pricing and options. Let me see if it gives us a generic cost, because you and I are obviously going with the low end.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't need a product mix. The only product I want, sweet paper.
I want our name in print.
From audience targeting to postage, it's all included. Well, okay, I'm not paying you for stamps. I'm paying you to get these puppies in the hands of willing listeners.
That's right.
I would be willing. Are you willing to dedicate, let's say, offhand, $250?
Yeah.
Would you be willing to go to that dollar amount per one of these things?
Per each of us?
No, I'm just saying whatever we have in the tank.
Okay, because I think we paid like $500 for the billboard.
We paid $500, but we crowdfunded that.
Right, but I mean, the return on that investment. Whew.
This is obviously just an estimate. How much does it cost? Advertising costs on average 3 to 5 cents per house is what it would cost us.
Well, that doesn't really tell me anything.
Does not. I mean, are we assuming 1,000 out, 2,000, 10,000 houses?
You have to tell me how many houses it goes to.
Yeah. Maybe I'll enter our info, and then we'll no doubt be inundated with people knocking on the door saying, "Hey, could we sell you a Valpak
does Valpak
package?"
do door-to-door sales?
They sent us. It's a top secret code.
Oh, right.
Just
yeah.
Valpak/audience with again free mailing.
You get the wheels rolling on this,
and you're in.
I'm in.
Yes,
absolutely.
Is there anything else that you can think of in our? Because I got the itch, right?
Yeah.
Like we want to
grow this thing.
Yes.
I mean, year 7.
This is
usually when they say you got to put your nose to the grindstone. Really,
this is where we make money.
Yeah.
So I have entered our info, entered our email, using the top secret code. We'll be in touch. Not a great marketing campaign already when they tell you we'll get back to you.
Yeah.
I simply feel like I should be told, hey, you're going to be in X amount of houses.
Yeah.
It's this many dollars.
Yeah. Yeah. Boy. Well, they want to get you on the phone. They want to be able to sell you. They want the upsell.
And listen, they've got a sucker on the line.
Yeah.
Because I want this advertising. I want to have spent $500 on a billboard, $20 on a Facebook campaign, and now however much on this.
What do you think about bus banners?
What do I think about them? Why haven't we thought about them before? Because we've been stupidly thinking benches, right? Because that used to be like in the movies.
Yeah.
That used to be he's a, bench lawyer, like a bench ad lawyer.
Yep.
No. We're skipping the bench. We're going right to the bus?
Yeah.
Yes.
People are only on the benches for a few minutes. They could be on the buses for hours, though.
Do you think we could afford...
Of course, the ad's on the outside of the bus, so they wouldn't see it.
People on the bus, it doesn't really help.
No.
So I think at that point, it's important to pick a super rural community so we get eyes of like 14 people.
Absolutely.
Down, County Road 63.
Maybe we go back to our friends at Van Wert, see if they can...
really hone in?
Yeah. Look, we noticed that the investment really worked out.
Your local Valpak will help create your personalized plans soon.
Oh, perfect.
Boy, I got to tell you, for people, like if you're a prisoner of the moment like me, who gets super excited about this stuff.
Yeah. I want to close on this today.
And then they're going to get back to me in like a week. I'm going to forget about it. I've got an email I'm staring at from May 11 if someone wants to be a guest on this podcast.
Really?
I forgot about it.
Anyone good?
His name is Stevie Kyle.
Oh, that's right.
Right? Oh, sorry. Kyle Stevie. Right? That's great.
I mean, if that's not the A-bit.
We have to have that person on, right?
Yeah, we do.
They actually
co-host. We'll have so much to talk about. They're a podcaster as well?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
boy.
I think the way we would have this is have them on and then we'd be on there, I would hope.
Sure, yeah. Well, we have so much to talk about.
What else do you need in common with somebody if your names are the same? Right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But yeah, we're prisoner of the moment. So Valpak,
count me in.
You're losing me. You're going to have to get back to me by, I would argue, 10 a.m. on a business day.
Okay.
So I don't,
Well, let's at least give him to COB.
Okay, I'll give him Monday COB.
COB, for those not aware, it's close of business. I mean, come on. Do you even business, bro? No cap.
I'm glad you're on board, though. Because...
Look, man, you know that I'm always committed to losing as much money as possible in this venture.
That's right. We have run out of time for today, Steve, but I wanted to mention next week, we got to get him in here. We teased it 2 months ago. Next week, we got to get the Beard Father back in here.
Yes. Yeah, it's been a minute.
He's been absent. We got to see what he thinks about what I've done lately.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's important. It's been a while. I think next week we should bring back the Fast Five.
Oh, yeah, we haven't done that. In a long time.
Okay,
well, yes to the Fast Five.
Mm-hmm. We never know if he's
possible. The Beard Father. Look, it's the summer. He's got a lot going on.
I don't know how many daughters he has left.
He could. Well, look. If he's got a daughter, she's getting married. We know that.
This day of my daughter's wedding.
Whoa, is that your your Beard Father impression?
No. That's my Brando impression.
Oh, okay.
From The Godfather, Don Corleone.
Gotcha.
Obviously, Steve. I mean, the Beard Father is a total separate person that I would never try to imitate because I had to see him in person, and I don't want to be killed.
All right, well, I'll reach out to his people. I'll see if we can get him in here next week.
Yes.
All right, at Stephen Kyle, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We'll talk to you next time. See ya.
See you.